Chicken, rice and broccoli, the diet of champions, the diet of celebrities. Is it really that good? Hello, I'm Dr. Sam, this is Dr. Sam's Health, and today I would like to talk to you about this fantastic diet which has 3 ingredients, chicken, rice and broccoli, that I have right in front of me. And it is a diet of champions, diet of celebrities, diet of superstars. Every time we hear some beloved celebrity transforms from a scrawny, tiny little guy to somebody massive, or every time they prepare for a big role when they have to lose a lot of weight while gain a lot of muscle, they always go on this diet and they attribute their success to specifically chicken, rice and broccoli. And I think it's worth talking about it, and I'll also talk to you about the way I try to use this diet for my advantage. And before that, I will make my usual disclaimers. First of all, I'm a practicing physician, but nothing I talk about here on my YouTube channel or on my website, drsamshealth.com, by the way, check it out, is a medical advice, should never be considered as such. Also, I express my opinions that are usually well informed. I'm a doctor, also I'm a CS, but these are just my opinions. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of my colleagues, of my colleges, of my regulatory bodies, my universities, and so on. Done with that, couple of disclaimers that are just very specific for today. These are, I apologize for the lights, for the sound, and even for the way I look, because I just came from work and I'm actually quite tired. I was thinking about doing this video for a while, and usually it takes me several hours to prepare for making this kind of video, and I would like to make 2 videos today. One of them is cooking chicken breast, and another one is about this diet. And quite frankly, I understand that my shirt is wrinkled. I literally had a very long day at work, and I don't feel like waiting for perfect circumstances to make this video. So I apologize for that in advance, and I'm pretty sure that nobody really cares about how I look specifically. So let's get to the diet. The diet is amazing. I find it to be quite good in theory, and obviously as a scientist I try to find some research, and of course there is none. And the reason for that is because it's not a bro science, actually. It's a pretty solid, logical diet. But the thing that is usually omitted when people are talking about chicken, rice and broccoli diet, they just say what they have eaten. I just had lots of chicken, lots of rice and lots of broccoli, and it was very boring, but I gained a lot of weight, I transformed my body, and so on. They do not specify the amounts usually. Sometimes they talk about the number of calories they consume per day, and it sounds like they are just using this chicken, rice and broccoli 3 words to just digress, or to not to focus too much on other things that were happening in their transformation. I would like to talk about the diet itself. First of all, I think it's theoretically an ideal diet for somebody who is undergoing body transformation. Not necessarily for me, because I'm more of a low-carb guy, not necessarily keto, but I believe that this diet is actually pretty good. I'll explain why. First of all, when we're losing weight, we tend to waste some protein, and if we're transforming our body, we want to gain some muscle. In order to do so, we need some protein. Actually, people are talking about carbs, how important they are. They are not important at all. They are non-essential. Protein is essential, and a couple of fatty acids plus vitamins and so on. But we need protein, we need amino acids, and usually when we're going on a diet, we want to go with the least calorific foods. And these chicken breasts, skinless, boneless chicken breasts, are just amazing. I've got 3 here, which are from Butcher Box, and actually I always forget, I always promise to make a video about the Butcher Box. I like this company. I have been their customer for over a year. Right now I actually have tons of their products because I moved and I had pretty huge freezer back at my old place. Now I don't have the space and I have to use it up. In part, that is the reason why I've been eating chicken breast and broccoli, chicken breast and cruciferous vegetables in the past couple of weeks, just trying to get rid of all these chicken breasts. Anyhow, returning back to the nutritional approach. The idea is great because you're getting pretty much pure protein. There is almost no carbohydrates. By almost, I mean there's like a trace amount, so less than a gram. There are minimal amount of fat, and to my knowledge, it really depends on the source, of course, but 100 gram of this chicken breast raw has approximately 20 grams of protein, which is amazing, and it's really good protein, which is balanced and good for our muscle building, for our bodies in general, and it has 110 calories. So these 3 chicken breasts, which likely I won't even be able to eat in one sitting, have 660 calories and approximately 120 grams of protein, which is exactly what I need per day. So this is amazing. And even if you're going a very, very low calorie diet, you still have a lot of space to add stuff. So obviously they add broccoli because it has fiber and some vitamins. Actually, broccoli has some vitamin C. One important thing, by the way, since we're talking about broccoli, in order to preserve vitamins, you are supposed to eat it raw or minimally processed. And lots of people are cooking it. I actually personally hate broccoli. I don't like the taste. Not a big fan. But anyhow, that is the reason why the diet has broccoli. And finally, they have rice, which is a great source of carbohydrates. And I was talking about carbohydrates so much. It is a good nutrient, a good nutritional component of your diet when you're transforming and when you're exercising a lot. So you get a minimal number of calories and have maybe a handful of rice with some carbs that will help you to go through intense training. So that is the theory. As I said, there is not much research on that approach, but we hear a lot about people achieving great results. So since I was in this funny predicament, having lots of chicken breasts, like 50 of this, I decided to go on a very specific diet, do an experiment if you will, not as crazy, not as drastic as my 3-day fast, but along the same lines actually. So I modified this diet. The key portion of this diet is obviously chicken breast. So I've been consuming mainly chicken breasts, and instead of broccoli and rice, I've been having some cauliflower that is relatively similar to broccoli in terms of fiber content, in terms of vitamin C. Obviously it has less than broccoli, but in general it's a good cruciferous vegetable. You can have it. Another trick for you for future reference, these cruciferous vegetables, they have certain enzymes that have been activated when you break off pieces of or cut broccoli or cauliflower. These enzymes are supposed to increase longevity, have some sort of aromatase inhibitor properties and so on. Quite honestly, it's up to you whether you want to do this. I'm not really concerned about that, so what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to use either cauliflower or cauliflower rice to substitute regular rice or potatoes actually. So we can do a lot of things with cauliflower. Maybe I'll make a video about cauliflower. Anyhow, another thing that I would use instead of rice and broccoli would be just regular salad. Romaine salad is good. I like it. So I'll put this part aside because that's not what I've been eating. And I likely noticed that I like this number 15. Quite often I go on 15 days of something. I've been on 15 days of intermittent fasting. I've been on 15 days of my own approach quite a few times. And in the past 2.5 months, I've been trying to lose weight just to do my 2021 transformation. By the way, there will be a first video, a pretty long one, about it in a month or so. July 1st is my first series deadline. And in the midst of this transformation, I decided to go on this diet. So I was already on a relatively low-calorie diet. I was already on low-carb diet, and I have modified chicken, rice, and broccoli diet to meet my goals. It is still low-calorie diet, it is still high-protein diet, and it's still low-carb diet. Actually, in retrospect, I've been consuming around 1,000 kilocalories per day, which is less than 50% of my total daily energy intake or expenditure. So that was the plan. How did it go? I will tell you that. First of all, this diet is boring as hell. It's prohibitively boring. So every day you eat this chicken, chicken, chicken. It is boring. I think I found a nice way of cooking it, and I experimented with chicken breast for like ages. I actually am planning to make a cooking video today, and right after that video I'll post the cooking video, which will be very, very short because the recipe is super simple. And then you can have either a salad or just boiled broccoli or boiled cauliflower, or raw if you don't feel like doing anything. So that was the intention, but I have deviated from it quite a few times just because it was so boring. So first of all, I would have a couple of things on top here and there, just like smart popcorn, just small amount, just a couple of handfuls of popcorn, or some low carb or low calorie jello, things like that. Just something to spice up my life a little bit because that was very bland. Plus, I had one day when I actually had a major slip, and the reason for that is very idiotic, to be honest. And the reason I'm talking about it is because many of us will encounter this kind of problems in their lives. So I'm going on this chicken breast and cruciferous vegetables diet, and I'm meeting with a friend, and we decided to order something. And she asked me, like, what would you like to have? I said, you know what, I'll have a chicken Caesar salad without croutons, which is pretty much the essence of this diet. We got chicken breast, we can have double chicken there, we got some romaine lettuce, and we got some sauce or dressing. So it wouldn't be a huge deviation. But she said, you know what, we also have they have chicken lettuce wraps. And it's like, well, it's lettuce, it's chicken, why not? So she orders it, and it turns out to be some sort of a variation of this wraps that has lots of funny dressing in it, some nuts and so on. And I didn't even realize how many calories were there and how many carbs were there. So I had that, and I already felt that, I'm relatively far from home. I'm already having this kind of food, and I was close to my favorite ice cream place. So I stopped by, had an ice cream, then at the end of the day I had some other foods which were in general, or at least in my mind, close to my dietary approach. There was some source of protein, some lettuce, some salad, totally fine. But it turned out that that night I actually consumed, or that throughout the day I consumed close to 3,000 calories, which actually is my total daily energy expenditure. But after that, obviously, I kind of regained a little bit of weight, and then I returned back to my diet. There were no major deviations other than that, and the outcome was very simple. I've lost 5 kilos in 15 days, or 11.2 pounds to be precise. Is it a great result? The answer is, it might sound like it is, and actually it is. It is a decent, good result. In comparison to my other experiments, when I'm just using my regular approach, I lose I use around 15 pounds. So that is a good comparison. So 11 versus 15, maybe because I did not switch from, full-blown gluttony to a very strict diet overnight. I was already dieting, and I just switched to this more restrictive diet. Maybe because of that, 11 pounds was less than 15, obviously. It is better, and it was much easier to tolerate than full fast. It is comparable to my results with intermittent fasting. It is comparable with my previous attempts. Actually, I'll show you a chart, and you will see that in general this diet is good. I do lose weight, and it's an honest weight loss, very fair. It totally makes sense to lose weight on low calorie, low carb diet, but that's pretty much what it is. You lose weight because you're consuming less calories. And in terms of kind of feasibility, sustainability of this diet, it is not very sustainable because it's super, super boring. Quite frankly, I don't even think that anybody can sustain on this diet for too long because they will run out of vitamins. And I do not think that having some broccoli would be enough to cover your vitamin C supplies. It is just not how we're supposed to eat. we're supposed to have a little bit of a variety, or at least some supplements. And I'm not talking about supplement vitamin S, I'm talking about nutritional supplements that have all the micro elements, micronutrients that you need. So these were my results, and I will proceed with cooking this chicken breast because, again, I just came from work and it's my time to eat, and I'm actually getting really hungry. But I'm glad that I was able to share my experiences with you. And if you have other experiences, if you have something to contribute, please leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And once again, just to summarize everything I've been talking about, I tried to go on chicken and cruciferous vegetable diet for 15 days. It was a bit of a chore. I'm actually quite exhausted. It is like very boring, and I don't think it's sustainable, but it gives you very decent results. So it is a legit diet that you can follow. And actually you can follow chicken, rice and broccoli too, depending on your goals. Maybe later in this year I will do 15 days of that. And again, thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave comments, check out my website drsamshealth.com. I've got my blogs there. You can gather some information from my experiences there too. Thanks again, all the very best, and see my video in just a couple of days on cooking chicken breast.